Hello, beautiful family, and welcome back. Let me warn you now, this episode was kind of boring, so I threw in a lot of unnecessary commentary. Let's get the show started with handsome Squidward and Sir Helmet Hair. Shekinah has been in the hotel for 2 days, and she's finally decided it's time to confront Sarper.
I keep thinking about what it is that caused this situation with me wanting a vanity to turn into something so big.
When she was in the car, my husband was like, she looks like a man. I've thought to myself several times the same thing. She's gotten so much filler. Her face is so humongous and she looks like a trans woman. Everything except for her eyes have been expanded. I love Sarper and I want to give him a chance. He just needs to learn how to control his anger and his temper. Shekinah walks up, she sits down, and Sarper is just staring at the ground. Shekinah's like, are you kidding me right now, Sarper? Are you even gonna say anything to me right now?
How is your place?
Fine.
Comfortable?
Do you have anything to say besides like making small talk?
Shekinah, I cannot sleep. Even when I take sleeping pills, I keep on waking up. Woe is me, Shekinah! I don't want to hear about you being sad because of what you did, Sharpie. What? You don't feel sorry for me?
You don't feel it.
I don't feel what?
Any sorry for me.
I don't feel sorry for you. You're right.
Sharpie, why would I feel sorry for you? You ripped an extension out of my head and you didn't even ask me if I was okay? But it was accidental! It doesn't matter, Sharpie. You did that. You need to know that, like, my feelings could change overnight.
What was so overwhelming for you, first of all?
Everything, Shekinah. I mean, the K1, the future plans, telling to my family.
I just want to make you happy, Shekinah! Well, that's not how you make me happy. I know. You must teach me, Shekinah. I am like a little puppy. I am so cute and innocent. I keep crapping in the house, but I don't mean to, Shekinah!
If you just want... No, you're a grown man. You need to know that you don't make a woman happy by lashing out in anger. I feel so stupid, Sharpie. Why am I even here? All of my friends and family were right. I need you to give me a good reason to stay. You can't throw away an entire year, Shekinah. I need to count higher than one.
I actually was in a relationship with someone. And you're going to listen to me, by the way, so don't roll your eyes and act like you're going to zone out right now.
Sharpie cannot stand it when Shekinah is talking about her past relationships. I personally can't stand hearing about my husband's ex-girlfriends. I get super jealous. My mind goes to the worst places instantly. He was the perfect man. He served me and waited on me hand and foot. But guess what happened, Sarper? In his temper, he would get so angry he started touching me. I was frightened, Sharpie.
Learning that past trauma of her made me more regret.
How does he have hooded eyelids and he is still so wide-eyed? He just looks intense all the time. And are those contacts or are his eyes really that blue? When he's sitting with her at the table, it looks like contacts, but then in his interviews, it looks very natural.
I've never loved somebody as much as I love you.
Think me.
What do you mean, think you? Think of how you're feeling right now?
Yes.
I can understand why Shekinah is giving him another chance. If you've been in an unhealthy relationship, you would know this too. He acts like a total ass. But in her mind, she's thinking he's never had a girlfriend, he's never had to take account for his actions, and since being with her, he has made first-time changes. So she's thinking he genuinely doesn't understand that his behavior is wrong, but he's showing me he can and wants to do better. I'm not standing up for Sarper, I'm just saying I think that this might be Shekinah's thought process.
Not right now. I mean, think how I feel about you.
It's really unfortunate that he can't speak to her in his native tongue because I think that it's already hard enough for him to try and vocalize how he's feeling internally. I think he was trying to say, imagine how I am feeling right now knowing that you went through all of that in the past.
Unconditional love does not mean unconditional tolerance. And so I'm putting my foot down.
Also, I have a daughter and I would never let a man treat her like this. So why should I tolerate it?
I am ready to do anything, Shekinah. I just want to make you happy.
I need you to go to therapy. You're not in control of your own emotions.
I was surprised that Sarper had no pushback. I guess he can't though, because she's laying down her boundaries and requirements pretty clearly. He's like,
we will go together, yes.
And she's like, yeah, sometimes we will, but you need individual therapy. And he says, okay.
I think he will if he loves me as much as he says he does.
She tells Sarper that she's not going back to the house until she knows that he has changed. And he looks like he's desperately trying to hold in a fart. Moving on. We're with the most annoying couple of the season, and that's saying a lot because they all suck. It's their first day waking up under the same roof. Sean comes in to get some snuggles because last night they slept separately. Do you remember when we learned that Sean does not have a full-time job? That's not all.
I live with my mother and my house is way too small to fit everybody, so I rented a house out in the country just so we'd all have our own rooms, our own space.
He lives with his mother! My husband was asking me, how can he be a full-time dad if he's MMA? Those guys are constantly training. It would be impossible. Well, this is how. What I want to know is who is paying for him and his daughter to train. Are they all living under mom's social security check?
Guys, he's ready for breakfast?
Yeah.
Mom.
Starving.
Sean has cooked up breakfast for all of his guests. And then we learn that Joanne has decided that all the dudes are going to go out and hang out so that Sean can get to know the boys better.
You can call me Big Papa if you wish.
This is why I said these two are the most annoying couple. They're both very loud and obnoxious. Joanne tells us it's so important that the boys like Sean before she decides to move. She has waffled back on this so many times already, telling us that she is going to move to Ireland and then saying, no, my boys have the final say-so. I hope I'm wrong, but I think that she is full of it.
There's a lot of pressure on my shoulders, but I think it's important to get to spend some alone time with them. Hopefully they like me, hopefully we get along.
Ireland looks gorgeous. It's so green and peaceful and serene. I've never traveled out of the States, and then when someone asked me like where I would like to go if I could travel, I don't know. Like, how do you pick? I want to see all the landscapes. I want to try all the food. So I'm going to ask you guys, if you could travel to one place only in your whole life, where would you want to go? And then also, where have you traveled and you hated it, you wouldn't recommend it to anybody? Please leave it in the comments. I'm hoping and praying someday we could take a little adventure.
Playing football, everyone will loosen up. It's not as awkward. We'll have a bit of fun, and I think it's an easy way to get to know them, playing a bit of ball.
The boys are having a good time, messing with each other, trying to impress one another. Then after a while, Sean and Joey sit down while the younger brother continues playing soccer. Or football. Joey tells Sean he is relieved to finally have met him after 3 years because his mom has never told him anything about Sean.
Yeah, but you knew we were together, right?
No, I knew you were together, but it's just like, it's my first time meeting you now after 3 years, you know what I mean?
At this point, Sean is feeling extremely guilty. The kid is trying to have a heart-to-heart with him and he wants to open up and be honest with him, but he can't spill the beans without Joanne being there. My husband was like, she has put him in a terrible situation. But I was like, they both did this to themselves. He's also been lying to his daughter. His daughter doesn't even know that they're dating yet.
I'm glad you guys came. I would love to be a part of you and Jesse's life.
Oh, isn't that sweet? Can you please tell me, how do you plan on being a part of their lives when you and their mother are living in Ireland and they're back in America with their dad?
I feel like I'm lying to them. I'm starting to get a lot more anxious. I want to just get it out and tell them that.
It appears that in the next episode, they will be spilling the beans to the kids. I would imagine the older one, Joey, is going to be a little bit upset. But let's not think about that because we're moving on to Statler and Dempsey.
I need to make you cry.
I'm sorry.
Oh, the comments on these two are very mixed. People are either Team Statler or Team Dempsey. I will say that seeing Dempsey crying without any hysterics made it look like she didn't want to cry on camera. Like when she was crying in the van, she didn't have any lip quivering. There was no like she was trying to maintain her composure, but the tears inevitably ran down her face. So either she's an excellent actress or her feelings were genuinely hurt.
Finding it really hard to process. It just hurts me that I'm not trusted.
I do trust you.
Statler explains to her that she does trust her. She just has these invasive thoughts and they come to the forefront of her mind and she needs to get them out. I feel like I'm rambling way too much in this episode, but I'm gonna keep on rambling, and I don't mean to sound like a know-it-all, but in all of the marriage books that I've read, all the classes I've been to, it seems like there is this there are certain topics that they carry over and over and over and over. And one of those is that women generally talk more than men.
There's just always this nagging voice at the back of my head saying, hey, every time you trust a person, they let you down.
It seems like a woman's desire to need to talk about her feelings is huge for a lot of women, myself included. Simply airing out my inner thoughts is enough to bring me relief. And a lot of times, just hearing those words spoken out loud, it's like it helps me figure out what I need to do or how I need to move forward. It's the source of a lot of conflict in marriage. And like Big Ed accurately said, I hate to say that, but men want to fix things. They hear our sadness or anger or whatever it might be and they want to fix it. But for women, most of the time, we just need a listening ear. It's the best thing that you can do.
I'm just always waiting for someone to lie, or my insecurities are higher with the stakes being higher.
Dempsey tells her that she understands how she feels, but her feelings are still hurt. And Statler tells her she never wants to hurt her feelings. She just wanted to be honest with her, let her know what's going through in her own mind. Dempsey tells us that she is insulted. Statler doesn't trust her. But at the same time, she understands that she has these fears and she is willing to be patient with Statler because she has a huge heart.
So we're not going to Dover straight away. I have something planned on the way down for you, a surprise.
It's kind of crazy that all this time Dempsey has been silently crying while she's got this surprise date for Statler. She surprises Statler with beekeeping. Apparently bees are one of Statler's favorite insects, and you know how a lot of autistic people get like super hyper fixated on a certain thing?
We're going beekeeping.
Really?
Yeah.
No. Really?
Yeah.
This was right up Statler's penis-free alley, and don't you dare leave me a comment about how offensive that might be to autistic people if you are not autistic. Quit trying to stand up for people who can speak for themselves. I think that people with autism have like superhuman powers. And that is probably offensive to autistic people because they probably want to be seen as everyone else. They just want to fit in. But that's the truth, in my opinion. I think that they are exceptional. In elementary and middle school, my teachers would ask me if I could sit by them, not only because they appreciated how I corresponded with them, but because they could see I genuinely cared. I liked them. So shut up. These people getting insulted at the slightest phrasing that they don't like is making me freaking crazy. Why are you giving words so much power over you? Grow a backbone.
The fact that Dempsey came up with this idea makes me feel like she actually does care, and maybe I shouldn't have been so harsh on her.
Statler tells us how much she loves bees, and being up close and personal with them in their own little world is amazing. I didn't know this about bees, but most of them that are working in the hive making honey are females. There are a few males, and their main goal is just to impregnate the queen, and then in wintertime they kill off the males so they don't eat up all the food. Did you guys know that? I didn't know that.
Hello, everyone. It's like a healing frequency, don't they?
Yeah. It's a lovely sound, isn't it?
I love seeing Statler in her little moment of bliss, and I think it is so great that Dempsey can get into it with her, or at least pretend that she appreciates what Statler appreciates. I think that's a great quality in a partner. This actually makes me feel kind of guilty. My husband loves football. He's always talking to me about like the different coaches, the different players, and things that are happening to them. And as soon as he brings it up, I instantly tune out. I'm so sorry, babe. I need to do better, but I need you to explain the game to me. I don't understand any of the calls that they make, the words that they use, the vocabulary, the football vocabulary. I don't know. And so it's really hard for me to engage if I don't understand how the game is being played.
It's nice to see you like actually just being present in the moment.
I appreciate you for understanding me and accepting me as I am.
Statler is just cheesing. She is so stoked that Dempsey did this for her, and she feels like Dempsey really understands her heart. They head out and Statler is like, this is the best date ever. Oh my gosh, is this a good place to park? Because we're feeling a little bit kinky, right?
Hop in the back. Are you feeling kinky at the moment?
You are. I am.
It's the next morning and Statler is on cloud 9 because they had an amazing night together. But quickly, fear falls upon her because they're heading out of England into France. And that means they're gonna have to put the car on a ferry to travel across the water.
I'm nervous about the ferry because I don't want to be on a boat.
It's only a short ride.
Yeah, you said 30 minutes. That's not a short ride.
30 minutes is pretty short, but Statler has been telling us that she has been dreading this the entire time because she can't handle being on boats. She has had one experience on a boat before. It was a big lesbian party, so she thought it was going to be a great time, but instead she was sick the entire time. She knows she can't handle being at sea, and she's also afraid of throwing up. And I get that, even though I know I will probably feel better if I just throw up and get it over with. The anticipation of it happening is torture. And then sometimes throwing up can be scary, especially if you're like dry heaving or you're throwing up all of that stomach acid. Oh, it can be scary. I feel her on this one.
We're on a boat, we're on a boat.
Now it's Dempsey's turn to be excited and have fun, but Statler doesn't have it in her to play along with the excitement because she is scared. Her anxiety is welling up, and seeing Dempsey cheerfully bouncing away is only making it worse.
Your energy is a little high, though.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Again, Statler is trying to vocalize how she's feeling. I can't fault her for that, but I also understand Dempsey feeling frustrated that she can't just be happy. This is fun to her. She was just crying in the van because Statler hurt her feelings. Then she took her to the bee thing, and now she wants to be excited.
Not only do I have a fear of being on boats, but I have a fear of vomiting. I can't even say it. I have to like knock 3 times.
Dempsey brings her outside thinking that the fresh air would calm her nerves a little bit, but it doesn't. Statler immediately tells her, this is too much. If I'm gonna be out here, I have to be looking at the horizon. It's the only thing keeping me from having a full-blown meltdown.
My brain thinks that I will unless I look at the horizon.
You don't wanna...
No.
You don't wanna sit?
Stop.
I completely understand why Dempsey would feel frustrated and annoyed. However, I have also had several severe panic attacks. It's almost like you're in survival mode and you can't handle or tolerate any outside noise. She tells her she needs to get off the boat, and until then, she's basically in a state of panic. And now Dempsey is giving her heat for being so distant.
Every time I'm excited, I have to like just push it to the side to make sure she's okay. I just feel like I want to scream.
Statler is being a total buzzkill. I know this is making me feel more guilty because more often than I would like, I feel like my own depression and anxiety are a burden to my husband and my kids, and it sucks. I want them to be happy. I want to be able to meet their needs as they present them so they feel fulfilled, but there are times when it feels like an impossible task. And the guilt that follows afterwards, knowing that you could have been there. You could have been a listening ear for your child or an encouragement to your husband, but instead you likely made it worse. It sucks. It really sucks.
We just won't speak the whole time because you don't want to, so that
enjoy yourself. I'm not trying to hinder your enjoyment of this.
You're affecting me when I'm trying to.
Statler's like, please just let me hang out here by myself. I want to stay quiet. Please enjoy the rest of the boat ride by yourself. And Dempsey's like, I have been trying to be nice to you and help you feel better this entire time, and you're being a beezy. You don't need to treat me like this. And she's like, I have serious anxiety right now. I can't help it. I can't just switch it off. I'm sorry. I can't be the person that you want me to be right now.
Sometimes you get irritable when you have a panic attack. That's how it is. Like,
but you're not having a panic attack.
I'm feeling panicked.
Again, I don't fault Dempsey for being so annoyed, especially after Statler said that she didn't think she was gonna throw up. But if she is already looking and acting like this, coming at her is the worst thing that you can do.
I'm not trying to be rude to you, but you don't have to be in my ear like
I'm
this.
not in your ear.
She just thinks my anxiety will be cured because it's a nice moment, and it's like, no.
This doesn't go well. Dempsey keeps pushing back against Statler when she just desperately wants some peace and quiet. In the next episode, it looks like Dempsey is demanding answers from Statler, and she is trying to tell her she does not have the capacity to have this conversation right now.
I love life. I enjoy life. I love the fine and
begging you to please stop talking about this right now.
No, I won't.
Moving on. Tata and James. These two little lovebirds are getting crazy in bed. Just kidding. She's torturing him.
Oh, she's gonna give me a nice, tender massage. Then she starts scraping me across my back with this thing.
Why is he wearing a mask when he is alone with Tata in their house, in their own bedroom? James is complaining that it hurts, but she reminds him that this is the process and it's going to clear all the toxins from his body. He will feel better in a bit once he's done burping and farting.
Just coin massage.
Oh, that hurts.
It will make you feel better.
Yeah.
She finishes lashing his back and tells him to go to sleep. While he's asleep, she meets up with her sister and reveals to her that James confided in her best friend that he didn't want children.
Dia nggak pengen punya anak. Tante sempet nanya nggak?
Oh, also, her sister confirms that she has hyperthyroidism, which was everyone's first thought when she was describing the ailments in episode 1. How did the doctors in Maine not catch that? She tells her sister she never confronted James because her feelings were so hurt that he would tell another person and not her directly. Her sister tells her that James is in the wrong, but she needs to give him a chance to explain himself. And she can't fly off the handle while they're talking.
Emang tante juga ngerasanya tante kayak, kok tante kalau marah bisa kayak gitu banget ya, kayak baik James, cari tahu dia.
She's like, you're right. I need to stay calm, especially if I want to find out if he wants a kid, because I want to be a mom. My husband was having a fit because she looks so young. He's convinced that she's a teenager, and he's like, did you hear me? She looks like she's 16 years old max. And I was like, yeah, I know. And she acts like a toddler too. And he's like, no, I need to see her birth certificate.
The coin massage from Tata did get the job done. I'm feeling so much better today.
It's the next day or whatever, and James and Tata are at the beach trying to find buried treasure. They're lucky enough to find a nail and a piece of wood, and then Tata decides to open up to him about what is on her mind. She tells him that their mutual friend disclosed to her that he said he didn't want kids. James is horrified that this topic is coming up right now, and he doesn't want to talk about it.
I don't know, that's kind of strange to just like throw at me out of nowhere. I wasn't like really ready for that conversation.
He says he's mad at Adele for spilling the beans and keeps BSing, and then she's like, come on, let's go sit down. We need to have this conversation. She is trying the best that she can to stay cool and calm. Otherwise, he won't have a conversation with her. She asks him why he would tell Adele and not her. And he says he regrets it. And she's like, okay, so did you mean that you never wanted to have kids or just not right now?
It's just the way the world is today. Got wars everywhere. We just feel it's a very toxic place to raise a kid right now.
There will always be wars. There will always be tragedy. There will always be illness. I was ready to punch him in the face because this sounds like a whole bunch of cop-out excuses, especially when he already told her that he wanted kids as well. But then he says,
and right now, I can't give them a great life. I don't even know if I can take care of us here.
That's legit. I agree with that. Absolutely do not bring kids into this world willingly when you don't have an income for yourself and a place to live. It's just common sense.
Maybe we have a kid, it will make our relationship so strong.
This is the worst idea. The stupidest idea. Ladies, don't do that. A child is not going to bind him to you. I promise. It will not strengthen the relationship. If anything, communication will break down as a result of the child. I am starting to wonder myself how old she is because she does not carry herself like an adult. He asks her if he never wanted kids, would she still be okay with being married to him? And more or less she says yes.
I feel a little better because I hear it from him, but I still didn't get answer that we can have a kid or not.
James tells her that once they're on their feet, it will be a lot easier for him to answer her questions. But right now, he just wants to make sure the two of them will be okay.
Waiting to know is like killing me. I don't want to wait and hope forever.
In the next episode, Shalipa and Sharpie go out in their combat boots to destroy all of Sharpie's sex bottles.
Sarper has known for a long time that him keeping all of these bottles has bothered me.
I have one more surprise for you too.
Oh my God.
Oh, is he burning his body count journal? At first, I was like, oh my gosh, he's burning her love letter. Could you imagine? Lily uses the translator to ask Josh for sex, despite it not being customary for women in China to come onto the man.
I feel embarrassed to ask you for sex.
What?
You don't want to make love.
Joanne will reveal to the kids that her and Sean are married, and it appears that Dempsey is ready to call it quits on their boat ride to France.
Am I going to get broken up with while I'm in the middle of a panic attack? This is too much, man.
Thank you so much for watching till the end, and I want to welcome our newest members, Passenger Shaming and Maria Aldred. I think we should bring back public shaming. It would make this world a lot better. I love you, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye!
It was accidental!
Oh my gosh. This is so dumb.
But it was accidental!
My feelings could change overnight. Feelings could change overnight. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna have to record another day. Holy crap, man. I can't do that. Oh my gosh.
Mama,
yeah?
Boomer did something
What?
really bad.
Did he knock over the pot?
Come here.
Not again. This is why my videos have been very late. Oh, you're choking? I'm so shocked. I wonder why. Oh, Lord.